Welcome everybody to Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave. I'm by myself tonight. We'll get right into it then. The Bloomington Bison are actually playing as we speak against Indy Fuel tonight. Last time I checked the score, it was 0-0. They also play the Fuel Friday at home or at Indy, and then they are home on Saturday. The Mustangs are away in Wisconsin against the Woodsmen. Um, so Peoria Rivermen are home Friday against Quad Cities, and then they are away on Saturday against Quad Cities. This past weekend, they lost 2-1 on Friday and 4-1 on Saturday. Gonna kind of get into the discussion a little bit. They didn't look like the normal Rivermen. They didn't. The defense was lacking. The best player on the ice Friday night was probably their goaltender, Jack Bostad. He was outstanding when it came to stopping pucks, and he looked good. Saturday, same thing. The defense was not clicking, but we got to trust in Jean-Guy to bring this team where they are potentially should be. And they are, I mean, he's won multiple games as a coach. He's a very good coach. And like everybody has said, trust in Guy. So I'm hoping this weekend we see the defense kind of come to life a little bit. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get the lines going again. Defense, like I said, defense is struggling right now. There's a lot of open ice that they are letting in on the defensive side. The goalies are playing good. They're still playing good. We can't fault the goalies. When you leave your goalie hanging out to dry, it's going to happen. Goals are going to come through. Now, there was that one goal that Latinovic let in. He went to glove it. He didn't squeeze it, and it squeaked by him. I'm sure he'd want that back. It was a pretty soft goal. But, again, they kind of left him out hanging out to dry there. The defense needs help. I'm really hoping this weekend that we see progress on the defensive side. And I hope we get more scoring this coming up weekend too. I mean, we only scored 2 goals in 2 games. I mean, we're going to have to score more than that on some of these teams to win because they Saturday, Evansville put up 4. I mean, we're going to have to get the offensive going. It just looked flat. They looked flat all weekend, and I'm not sure why they looked flat. But I'm hoping, like I said, we see progressive throughout the season with this team. It seems like, we kind of start off a little bit slow, then they just seem to ramp it up. About first part of the season, about 10 games, then we'll really see what this team's potential is. And honestly, I don't think we're done seeing Guy making moves. I mean, we got some new guys coming in, we got some guys going out. So who knows? I mean, we could see a whole new couple players in the next couple days. We don't know. So again, Friday at home against the Quad Cities. I think this is a good. I want to kind of say a good rebound weekend against Quad Cities. I'm hoping that we see the Rivermen team that we saw when they played Quad Cities for the very first game of the season. because they looked really good at that game. And then, like I said, they go away on Saturday. So Friday night, what I would like to see, I would like to see the defense button up a little bit. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching. Uh, it seems like Dennis and Dennis, and I'm drawing a blank. But I like to see the first pair defense step it up, set the tone. Like me and Wade's talked before, we are built to be a physical team. And I believe that that's going to be our formula in the future. I believe I believe they are wearing specialty jerseys on Friday. That's almost a normal for the Rivermen now. It seems like every weekend there's a specialty jersey. But enough that. I kind of want to do something a little different tonight. I'm going to talk about who my favorite players are. And how I'm going to break this down is, so I was a Bloomington Prairie Thunder fan for years. My uncle and I would go over there every game, and they had a player. He was a defenseman. His name was Matt Frick. He was my favorite player. I actually got a jersey from him, a signed jersey. It was a specialty jersey. It's a tuxedo jersey. It was New Year's, I believe it was. And he just, I liked seeing him play the game because he was always physical. He was always, watching the puck, watching the play develop so he could be in the right spot. Now, there was a lot of other players that I enjoyed watching when I would go to those games, like John Boris, Brett Holmberg, Brent Clark, which he was the coach to the Knoxville Ice Bears a while back ago. We had John Nail. There was a bunch of players that I enjoyed watching when we would go over to the Prairie Thunder games. Now, moving forward, when I first became a diehard Rivermen fan, there was a guy, his last name was Wheeler. He was also a defenseman, and I really liked his play. He was kind of like Frick. He was a smaller guy, but he wasn't afraid to throw his weight around. He would, watch the play develop, and he would always try to be in the right spot. But then, of course, you got Cole Rui was one of my favorites. He was the captain for the Rivermen for a while. And then, of course, you got Dan Bremner. Dan Bremner was one of my favorites. But I think my ultimate favorite Riverman would have to be, in the SPHL era, would have to be Alec Hageman. He was my favorite. He was the captain. He knew exactly what he needed to do. He knew that when we needed a big play, he would put it on his shoulders and he would go do it. I see that out of Alec Bear sometimes, as he's the new captain. I like seeing the captain step up when they need to step up. Now, I like the old school players, and that would, like I said, Hageman was one of the old school players. He would be the nitty gritty. He could score, he could pass, he could fight when he needed to. But he would also lead with all that. And I see Alec Bear turning into that. And but like I said, my favorite player probably in the SPHL era was Hageman. He is now retired. So, and I would say my favorite, and then going up to the NHL, my favorite player in the NHL was David Backes, which he was also a former Riverman, played for the Blues for years. He was just an old school smash mouth hockey player. And we really don't see that much in the league nowadays. You know, it's all about star power. It's all about puck handling. It's all about shooting. You know, and then it's great. But sometimes I like seeing them old school hockey players like David Backes. And the Blues sort of have one now on the roster, and that would be Sundqvist. I always enjoyed watching him. He's not afraid to throw his body around. He just seems to be one of them old school hockey players that is still around. Another one is Braden Shin. I would consider him being old fashioned hockey player, nitty gritty hockey player. So that would be my favorite players. We as a family, like my wife and I, we have our favorites. Frank Terzera is one of our favorites. He's very good. Very nice guy. We liked Carlos Fanares. He would do private lessons with my son. He was a great guy, great teacher. I do miss watching him play, but he is playing in the Fed right now. But yeah, no, everybody has favorite players. In different, like I said, in different eras. Like, you know, we had Trevor Baker. I know a lot of guys in the Peoria area, a lot of people, I should say, in the Peoria area like Trevor Baker. Again, he was one of them old school hockey players. He could drop the gloves when he needed to. He could score when he needed to. Of course, you have your Tony Twist. You have your Kelly Chase. We have all kinds of players. But like I said, my favorite Riverman, I think, that I've watched play would be Alec Hageman. And then, of course, NHL, like I said earlier, would be Sundqvist. I did like David Backes. I'm going to kind of change gears a little bit here. We are trying to get more content for you guys. I do have an opportunity to get a former Riverman up on the podcast. We just got to cross the T's, dot the I's, and try to get that to work out. So we have upcoming stuff coming up. And we also want to, again, thank you, listeners. Like I said, keep sharing, keep liking the page. This is going to be a short show here tonight. Again, I'm just going to go over here. The Bison are playing Indy Fuel right now as we speak. I don't know what the score is. Then they're home, or they're away Friday against Indy, and then they're home on Saturday against Indy. The Mustangs are away in Wisconsin, so good luck. Safe travels to the Mustangs. The Rivermen are against the Quad Cities home on Friday, and then they will travel to Quad Cities on Saturday. So again, get out there, support your local team. We are, like I said, we are working on more content. Again, we will be back here on Saturday I believe we're going to go at 10 o'clock on Saturday, but keep an eye on our Facebook page because that is subject to change. And again, like I said, we appreciate everything. Like I said, keep liking, sharing the page. And yeah, I think that's all I got to say tonight. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night, and we'll see you Saturday.